It's always something with the New York Jets. A very concerning update on Mekhi Becton ahead of the Buffalo Bills game. Let's get into it.
Zoinks! It is unequivocally the Super Bowl for New York Jet fans.
Field Yates, baby. Field gosh darn Yates. Let's bring him on the show. Come on, people. Connor Rogers is joining the show. What's up, Connor? But Trevor gosh darn Sycamore, baby, for me, personally, my favorite New York Jet of all time.
Wow, it's great to be on. What an intro that was right there.
Paul, nobody does an intro like you, man.
Paul, you give the best intro of literally any podcast that I've ever been.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas.
SMH. Hey, everybody, I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/BoyGreen25. Make sure you guys like the video. Hit subscribe for more content. Thomas Morstead interview. We'll have post-game shows, all kinds of great stuff. And every morning, Boy Green Daily at 7:30, talking all the latest in New York Jets land, live every morning. Well, there's a concerning update on Mekhi Becton, New York Jets offensive tackle ahead of the Buffalo Bills game. And I'll say this, the Jets obviously have been pretty healthy all of camp and the offseason. Chuck Clark obviously being the outlier in that, who was lost for the season. But it's been pretty good. The injury reporters look spectacular for the Buffalo Bills game, of course, Monday, September 11th, Monday Night Football and all that jazz. Although on Friday, we got a very concerning update on Mekhi Becton, New York Jets offensive tackle. Let's give you the latest. Of course, if you guys are watching, you guys can read the article with all the details down below that I'll be referencing throughout this conversation, talking about this leading into the Buffalo Bills game on Monday. Mekhi Becton missed practice on Friday due to a, quote, illness, Robert Saleh told the media. And he was downgraded because on Thursday, the initial practice day of the report, because of Monday Night Football, the schedule is a little bit different. He was a limited participant because of a knee issue with that obviously we're all aware of. And he'll probably be a limited participant all the time. So that part isn't a big deal from that standpoint, because it's something they're just going to have to manage coming off of, surgery, basically. But still, he went from limited participant on Thursday, not even practicing on Friday. He was sent home because of an illness, a non-football illness of some sort. And the fact of the matter is, that's concerning. It's always concerning when a guy is doing something and all of a sudden he is removed from the equation, somewhat randomly. Hopefully this is just an illness. Rich Cimini of ESPN said that Becton was sent home, and it's, quote, something to watch ahead of the season opener. Becton, by the way, which is worth noting, obviously has not completed a regular season game start to finish since 2020. He missed all of last season after getting injured in the preseason. And in 2021, he was in the season opener to start the Panthers game, but obviously didn't finish it, was out for the season after that as well. So he's not completed a game. Hell, he hasn't even been in front of fans in terms of his entire career. 2020 was the COVID year. So Becton hasn't been in front of the fans. He hasn't completed a game since 2020. So anytime we get any sort of update, injury or illness-wise, it's a big deal because Mekhi Becton hasn't been able to stay on the field. Here's good news, though. Connor Hughes of SNY said late last night that Becton is, quote, going to play against the Bills on Monday Night Football, but he raised the concern flag saying it's just another item, another issue for Mekhi Becton. Here's a quote from Connor Hughes. It's also in the story. Quote, it's just kind of that issue that the Jets have had with Mekhi Becton. It dates back to his rookie season. He's given the starting job. They're relying on him, counting on him. He really holds a lot of the cards of the offensive line because we saw what the state of the offense looked like when Mekhi Becton wasn't out there. You don't necessarily know how often Mekhi Becton is actually going to be on the field because there's always seems to be little things that take him out. And Hughes said one of the big things here between the Jets and Mekhi Becton is trust. Here's one more quote from him. The Jets are trusting him, Mekhi Becton, to not only be out there, but to stay out there to protect Aaron Rodgers. This isn't the worst case scenario. It's just an illness. The Jets know he's going to play. But again, it is just something else with a guy that always seems to have something going on. And here's why I'm concerned. It sounds like he's going to play. Sounds like it's good to go outside of, an unforeseen turn here. It seems like Mekhi Becton's going to play, and that's obviously good news. Out of all the options at right tackle, because Dwayne Brown's starting at left tackle, Mekhi Becton is clearly the best. He's the most talented. He's the most gifted, and he's imposing. And we saw what he's capable of in his rookie season. The problem is that if Becton can't go or is somewhat compromised during the Bills game, they have to make a switcheroonie in the middle of the game. The other options are Max Mitchell and Billy Turner. Now, I will say this. I think the depth is pretty good for the Jets offensive line, all things considered. I mean, there's reasons that anyone that's not starting is not starting. They're a backup for some reason or another. Max Mitchell in spot duty he was high. He was high. Not great, not terrible. He was high. For someone who was a 4th-round pick and not expected to play in year 1, he played above those expectations. He wasn't an all-pro. He wasn't a Pro Bowler, but he's high. And Billy Turner, on the other hand, has been kind of up and down. He's a system scheme guy that's been with Hackett before, both in Denver and Green Bay, obviously, but also not ideal. And here's why that's a key. You've heard all of our daily chatter about the Jets and Bills on Boy Green Daily. About a pivot point for me in this game is the Buffalo Bills right tackle. His name is Spencer Brown. He is a gosh darn turnstile. He's not good. Not good at all. No bueno. Bills fans are worried, as they should be, for this Jets defensive line to give him the business. And that could tell, quite frankly, that could reveal the entire result and scope of the game. That result, what happens there, if the Jets could just line up their pass rushers and just boom, 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 get after Josh Allen, the whole game could change. On the other side of the coin, if the Jets are having issues at right tackle, the Bills could do the same gosh darn thing to the friggin' Jets, baby. That could happen. All of a sudden, if Becton is somewhat compromised from this illness and or Billy Turner, Max Mitchell has to trot out there, all of a sudden the Bills can throw, I don't know, Leonard Floyd on that side, a host of pass rushers, some extra blitzers perhaps, and all of a sudden, my great advantage for the Jets talking about the Bills right tackle could be the Bills defense against the Jets right tackle. So this scares the heck out of me because, of course, the key to all of this, we talked about this on Boy Green Daily earlier this morning, the biggest concerns heading into this game is protecting Aaron Rodgers. If he's protected, well, regardless of whether he's protected or not, he's one of the best quarterbacks of all time. So when you protect for what I just said, one of the best quarterbacks of all time, you can make some magic happen, especially with Garrett Wilson, Alan Lazard, Miko Harbert, Tyler Conklin. Breece Hall, Dalvin Cook out of the backfield. You could do some damage, baby. But it won't matter a whole heck of a lot if Aaron Rodgers is laying on his back looking at the sky on Monday Night Football. They need to protect him. Mekhi Becton needs to stay on the field. I'm going to say this. I've been so proud of Mekhi Becton because let's be honest, at the beginning of training camp, he wasn't competing for anything. He wasn't in the left tackle competition, didn't get any starter reps, wasn't involved in the right tackle competition. The rotation was Billy Turner, Max Mitchell, not Mekhi Becton. I went on a cruise in the middle of August, and right before I left, Mekhi Becton seized the day. He grabbed the world in his hands and stole the starting right tackle job. So he deserves a lot of credit for that. There was a magical turnaround happen around the Buccaneers game, took it, and booyah, he's the starter. Now, again, he deserves all the credit. However, the only reason that right tackle job was even available in the first place that late, which opened the door for Mekhi Becton, is because Billy Turner and Max Mitchell weren't great. That's the truth. If either one of them were great, Mekhi Becton, regardless of his late surge, it would have been a late surge, much ado about nothing because there would be no job to take. Dwayne Brown obviously got the left tackle job from day one. And if Max Mitchell or Billy Turner were good, Mekhi wouldn't have had a chance. The problem is that they didn't seize the day, which of course opened the door for Becton to seize it late, which by the way, I think is great for business because Mekhi Becton is better than those two, higher ceiling and all that jazz. But that's incredibly concerning. I don't want to see Billy Turner out there. I don't want to see Max Mitchell out there. I think they're fine in spot duty, which hopefully potentially, in worst case scenario could be this situation. But Mekhi Becton needs to stay right. Mekhi Becton, the ball is in your court, young man. If you want to get paid the bag, if you want to be here for the long term, you got to stay on the field. The best ability is availability. And Mekhi Becton, unfortunately, has not shown a affinity a propensity to do that on a consistent basis, to just punch in the attendance card. At homeroom, we start school, Mekhi Becton, Bueller. That's been Mekhi Becton. Not present. They're looking around. Where the hell's Mekhi Becton? The attendance card has not been punched in. It has a chance to be punched in, and his career change. His NFL career is hanging in his hand right there. That's his NFL career. And it's in his court what happens with this baby that's hanging in the hand. Does it rise up and he realizes the potential of a first-round pick, or does it all crumble? Jet fans are hoping that this realizes the full potential and he goes out there. He is such an important cog, perhaps the most important straw that stirs the drink on this offense. Because think about AVT and Mekhi Becton side to side. That could be incredible. He needs to stay on the field. Hopefully this illness is nothing more than an illness, but getting a concerning injury update on a Friday a couple of days before the game certainly caught my eyes with the red flag. Fingers crossed. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Make sure you like the video. Hit subscribe down below. Again, we had an interview with Thomas Morstead yesterday. I hope you guys can check it out. That was a lot of fun. He was live from the Jets facilities. Also, we will have a post-game show 2 hours after every game this season, and that will include, for the first time ever, a video call-in link from a great sponsor of ours. Again, a custom laser engraving by Cam. You guys will see that after every post-game show. For the first time, you guys will be able to join me live on the show to react and respond to all the Jets hoopla that seems to be going on. We're really excited about that. Thank you, everybody, for the support, and thank you to a loyal Jets fan and Cam. George specifically, but Cam, his business, for making it happen. So, guys, make sure you guys like the video. Hit subscribe down below as we continue to grow this puppy. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Take care.